sound quality is not good enough on that one. You're listening to the Underground Railroad on WBAI 99.5 FM in New York. We have been awaiting the arrival of DJ 3D, but the man himself has now arrived, and we are getting ready to pass it on over to him. And things should be running smoothly from here on in. But in fact, while we're waiting for that, let me introduce the guests we have. We'll talk to them in a little more depth later on, but I'll turn your microphones on and let you introduce yourself.
Yes, Ill Bill, La Coka Nostra.
Yeah, what up, Slaine, La Coka Nostra.
Definitely an honor to have you guys back in the house. I think this is our first time having Slaine on. We had Ill Bill in the house many, many years ago.
Eons and centuries ago.
So what have you guys been up to lately?
We've been doing a lot of work. We've been working in the studio. We've been touring a lot. Got this new record out.
Yeah, we put the record out like 2 weeks ago now. So we just got back from a tour in Europe. We're doing Rock the Bells. We're actually not doing the Canadian dates, which I think are this weekend, but we're doing the West Coast dates next week in LA and San Francisco. So
nice. So where were you at in Europe?
Oh, man, where weren't we? We did Roskilde, we did the Montreux Jazz Festival, we did Frauenfeld in Germany, we did Splash in Germany.
We did the Court Festival in Norway.
We did like 6 or 7 festivals, a couple club days, did Melkweg.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite place to go when you're over in Europe?
You know what? It used to be cliche, it used to be Amsterdam. I don't really like Amsterdam that much anymore.
You got tired of all the...
Yeah, everything, all the positive things that drew me to Amsterdam are what keep me away now.
In your old age, you don't want that much freedom.
Yeah, I think we want to lay back in Copenhagen and have a little bit of the freedom and a little bit more. It's just a little more laid back. But yeah, I like going to Copenhagen, and not even to do shows. Just that's probably my favorite city right now.
Mm-hmm. So what goes on? If people are not familiar with Copenhagen, what goes on there?
You know what, man? Really, like the best steakhouse in all of Europe, man. I got my priorities different now. And you know what it is? My roots are so deep in Europe that I don't have to like go to the only legal drug haven in Europe to get the best marijuana. I might have dabbled and dibbled in other things before. I'm more into the marijuana now, so. I'm good. I got my connects everywhere I go, so it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm. On that note, we're going to pass it back to DJ 3D. He's going to give you a little bit of music before we talk to Slaine and Ill Bill in a little bit more detail. And then, of course, we're going to get a little tribute to Baten, I'm sure, from DJ 3D in the second hour. It is the Underground Railroad on 99.5 FM, WBAI, New York. Let's see if this works. I don't hear anything yet. WBAI 99.5 FM in New York. My name is Jay Smooth. I'm the composer, arranger, and conductor of the Underground Railroad. We come to you every Saturday night from midnight to 2 a.m. with the finest in hip-hop music and culture, which is being exemplified by the great DJ 3D. We also have M-Ski in the house as well as the intern, Trigon. Trigon just came back from a food run. We sent him across the bridge for some cheesecake. He was quick, man. It took him less than 10 minutes. He's fast. And we also continue to have Slaine and Ill Bill from La Coka Nostra.
What up?
I'm going to pass it right back over to them. So first of all, seems to be some lack of clarity among some fans about exactly what is the lineup of La Coka Nostra nowadays.
The lineup is Everlast, Danny Boy, DJ Lethal, Ill Bill, and myself, Slaine.
Cool. And give a rundown for people who might not know about how the group coalesced.
Really, it was a long it was kind of just, it came together organically, but over a long time. We all kind of knew each other through other people. I think Bill had a relationship with Danny Boy going back years, and I had met Danny Boy back in '99, and basically we all just started. I flew out to LA, and I had been working with Lethal and Danny, and nothing materialized out of it. And a couple years later, Bill was out recording something. He did something with Everlast. I did something with Everlast. We got in the studio together, and boom, it just turned into. It didn't start off really being a group, and it just evolved into it because we had a lot of chemistry in the studio once we started recording all the songs.
So how does the creative process work for you guys when you're putting things together?
It's different. on different projects and different things, but in this particular case, we made a pact from the very beginning not to record through the internet and to just be in the room at the same time, and that's tough. Being that Slaine's from Boston, I'm from NY, and everybody else is in LA, so we had to do it all in LA, and we had to do it over a period of time because we have solo stuff, we have a lot of different things going on at the same time, so it was a challenge to get the album done. It actually took us longer than we initially anticipated, put it that way. But we really loved the chemistry and we loved the way the music was coming out. And it's one of those things where if you don't know, maybe you don't know. You're not going to know if you hear it. But knowing the way we created it, you hear the chemistry in the record. I mean, it's there. I mean, if you really pay attention, you can hear it.
Mm-hmm. So who handles the production?
I'd say 90% of it was Lethal.
Okay.
Yeah, he did most of the album. And that was also part of it as well, because he was making beats in the studio as we were just chilling. Like, as we were in the studio doing our thing, he was constructing beats live on the spot. You feeling this sample? You like these drums? Nah? All right, I'm going to fuck with these. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pardon. But, yeah. So, I mean, that's how he ended up actually doing most of the album, because it was super organic and on the spot.
But that's how the group started too. Is we were in I think we were working in Lethal's studio, and he would put on beats, and you know, whether somebody came up with a hook first or a verse, someone would jump in the booth and just set it off. The first week we started, we knocked out mad joints. So it was like
13 joints probably, like in 8 days.
And then we leaked stuff to MySpace right away. That was right around the time when everyone was on MySpace. It was popping, and you know, all of a sudden people were expecting an album from us like right away. Mm-hmm. But you know, as we started recording and set the bar higher, we wanted to, you know, we had an idea that we were capable of making a complete album instead of just a, you know, when you make that many songs in a short period of time, I don't feel like you have the range or the diversity that you need in an album. So,
and we set the bar high for ourselves because we put our past projects and past groups, and you know, we had Jump Around to overshadow, which I don't know if we did that, but that was one of the challenges, you know.
So yeah, I mean, everyone in this crew has been around the block and seen a lot of changes. What do you feel are the pros and cons of coming into this internet-dominated music industry as opposed to what the game was like when you all came into it?
I think we have our weapons. You know what I mean? I think that we've always been savvy on that side of things, but at the same time, we were talking about it over the last couple of days. Me and Eclipse were building on just the fact that everything moves so fast nowadays to where it's like there's no real digestion of anything anymore. Right. It's because it's like everything is moving so fast with the way music leaks now, you know, and I think that's kind of whack.
Yeah, it's almost like music has become disposable. But I also feel like that's everything in society. The news cycle is 24 hours. When a big story hits, David Ortiz did steroids. 24 hours later, everyone's talking about something different.
Right.
So it's you know, it moves so fast now. Everybody's attention span is just like, you put out an album and people are like, all right, when's the next one?
Mm-hmm. So how do you think you break through that to make something that has a lasting impact?
I think you just have to be prolific to stay, you know, within the qualifications of the buzzwords, you know, to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the buzzword of the week is, you know what I'm saying? You have to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? You know, and whatever relevant means. You know what I'm saying?
So what do you guys consider relevant now? I see I'm looking at the
That's relative.
I'm looking at the track listing now. It seems like you guys are talking about a few different things. What's on your mind nowadays?